The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
It is Tuesday, the 19th of September, 2017. Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the Catholic Christian community. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here with us. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
Hurricane Maria, with a wind force of approximately 185 miles an hour,
85
is marching through the Caribbean, having devastated Dominica. The Prime Minister is calling for help. Bradley, you better pray for us and ask God not to allow the hurricane to come here if it is God's will.
Well, and then some folks would say it is unfair that, you would pray and ask God to, shelter and shield the Bahamas while others fall prey to this massive monster storm. Can this be a fair God? Who would save some?
Please pray.
Yes, I would pray. I'm just trying to throw some reason here.
Bring the hurricane this way.
Yes, okay, Mr. Monker.
Because you see the clock.
Yeah, let us go to our Heavenly Father in prayer. Father in heaven, we are once again so grateful to you, Father, for this wonderful day you've blessed us with here in the Bahamas, Father. Father, we pray that you continue to lead, guide, and direct this country along the right path. Father, we pray for the government of the Bahamas there, Father, those who are governing this country. We pray that you would lead their hearts and their minds in governing the people the way they are to in all fairness and in all righteousness. Father, at this time there is an impending storm, Maria, Father, that is wreaking havoc through the Caribbean, Father. Father, it's a natural disaster, and we pray that no lives will be lost, Father. We can always replace material things, Father. Be with those countries. Be with us as a country, Father. Bless and keep us all safe, Father, until the storm passes by. Forgive us for our sins. They are numerous, and we pray that you continue to bless this beautiful country we call the Bahamas. It is in your Son, Jesus Christ's name, that we pray this prayer. Amen.
All right, thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, the murder seems to be still rampant because about 7:18 p.m., a Negro male, while on Ida Street in a car, was shot by another Negro male. I'm not sure if he is still alive, but the last report that I received, he was in hospital fighting for his life. Meanwhile, as he was being shot, many Negro citizens assembled in Foxhill on Freedom Park. I didn't go because if I had gone, I would have had to take my gallows. So I went home to my wife. But we'll talk about it, and we'll look at some of the activities that is taking place on the island and whether or not it's time to fire Marvin James. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, my biblical scholar, of course, and my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, we haven't bumped publicly in a long time.
And you got me in trouble yesterday, man.
Listen.
With Pilate and Caiaphas, the high priest.
Well, you are my spiritual advisor. And I want you to keep your head in Holy Scriptures.
I wash my hand of this innocent blood.
While I deal with the politics. How does that sound?
Absolutely.
Give me another pound.
Absolutely.
This is powerful. Well, this afternoon, I decided, after being prodded on by a number of Negro workers to visit the Stephen Dillet Primary School, I showed up unannounced and unexpectedly. And as I entered from the sudden entrance to Stephen Dillet, I took command of the property, and immediately those who questioned me, I quietly said to them, "Do you not know who I am?" And they said, "Yeah, Monker, we know who you are." I said, "I don't mean that." I said, "I'm F&M. Don't you know? I'm a member of the party and a supporter of the government. And so I'm here to see how the work is taking place." So one Negro male said, "Are you serious?" I said, "But if you doubt it, call the Prime Minister. Let him know I'm inspecting on behalf of the people there." And so as I moved about, looking at the wonderful work that is taking place there, and holding and waiting in joyful expectation that the construction, the renovation, would soon be completed so that these children would return to the school. And as I moved about, it was amazing how the Negro workers began to appraise me of what was taking place. And I said to them, "Are there anything unusual or very peculiar that is taking place here that I need to be aware of?" And one Negro male said to me, "Just followed him." And I followed him, and he took me into a wonderful area where he informed me, "This here is the bathroom facilities for the teacher there." So I said, "Well, what is so amazing and peculiar about it?" He said, "Keep following me." And when I got further in, he said, there it was. And I don't know if I am to condemn it or to praise it, but ministers have now added shower to the teachers' bathroom facilities. So, for what it's worth, I'm telling it to you, but I'm pleased with what I've seen. I like the fact that the work looks very good and meticulous, and I suspect they will spend another 2 weeks if they move swiftly and complete the school. I could find no fault, so it is my hope that they will continue. I had one difficulty. I searched for my people, and I could not find them. But when I look towards the eastern classroom, I got a signal which told me that we are there working. Take this phone. I'm being interrupted by one of our people there. So I want to announce that the repairs are moving on, and I could find no fault. And I think the men, from what I can see, taking into consideration that Maljack got over $5 million, I think it appears that we're getting money worth, or we're getting work for money value. I just thought I would say that. Now, I'm advised that while we were having a gunshot here in Nassau, apparently there was also a shooting on the island of Grand Bahama. But yesterday, scores of people went to the Freedom Park in Fox Hill, where a number of parents, mothers in particularly, spoke. And I'm certain that if you have seen the Tribune this morning, you would see the article. I think it's the Tribune. It's a story that, yes, Fox Hill families, we need more help. Looking at these women, I can see the fear and the desperation. I'm going to turn it to page 2 so you can see 4 charming female, that's 5 charming female, and a Negro gentleman who is putting an emotional case, complaining, one, over how the guns are getting here on the island and into these black belt communities, and the fact that the murders are taking place, and the new government that has promised us deliverance from gangsterism, they seems to have surrendered. Marvin seems to have his 2 hands up. And if it was possible, his 2 hands up and his 2 legs. So certainly he's laying on his back. Marvin, you need to get up and stand. He needs to. The people are having no hope. Tout mon haïtien, peuple mon yo, pas gain espère. And so this is what is taking place in the area. And what is the problem? The problem is black leadership. That is what the problem is.
That's the problem.
Yes.
You don't think we have a social issue in this country?
It is black, hold on, my spiritual advisor. It is black leadership. I was talking with an intellectual extraordinaire. He identifies himself as a Pinling PLP. And he kept saying to me something, and I had to deal with it. He said to me how many years ago he warned the Bermudian, a friend of his, an intellectual, that it was dangerous based on our common history of slavery and colonialism, that for the black man to take over the country and get rid of all the Conky Joe or white people in government. And I said to him, show me why that would be important to maintain them. And he gave me an argument that I accept. He said, listen, based on colonialism, based on slavery, it ought not to be that way if we were not colonies, if we were not colonized, if we were not the descendants of slaves. And what we have found, that in these societies where you had colonialism and slavery, they have ingrained into the Negro people a kind of irrational respect for the Conky Joe people, for the white people. And because of that, they have moved them too swiftly. And so, what you have, whiteless black leadership has not moved about to properly decolonize us mentally and to liberate us mentally from slavery. That is what is taking place. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So the problem we are faced with is a serious problem with black leadership, where black leadership does not like us. They do not love us. They do not see all of us as equal. They do not see all of us as people. They do not see us as people who have hopes and aspiration. Therein lies a major problem. Do you think that Dr. Menace really loves black people? And if he does, how does he see us? Does he not recognize that there is genocide taking place among the Negro people? And how is it that we do not recognize that there is a national emergency and a national crisis? That is what is taking place here. It's a war zone. And we are in trouble. And so, women gathered. These are the mothers of Salem. These are the mothers of the Bahamas. These are the women who took these children and carried them for 9 months and gave birth. And they are seeing their young children being slaughtered like animals. And there's no Negro in the Bahamas who's prepared to be bold and daring and handle and resolve this matter once and for all. What kind of people y'all are? Guns can come into the country, and in this modern world, with the kind of technology, we can't tell how the gun get in the island. An island, 21/7, nobody knows. But if you don't know how it get into Nassau, certainly you wouldn't know how it got into Grand Bahama and the other family islands. So we are seeing a kind of urban guerrilla warfare taking place. But y'all within the black self say y'all is government. Y'all ain't no government. What kind of government y'all is? Y'all ain't no government. Y'all ain't no prime minister. A better definition, my spiritual advisor, would be prime minister, my foot. I say it's crime minister. All right?
Mr.
That is what is taking place. Who will stand up and provide us with true leadership? Who will confront these young men? And for many of them, these are bastard children. They've never been hugged by a father. So we got deep social problem.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Deep social problem. Mm-hmm. And we are seeing it. You hear me? I'm holding back. I'm holding back because I have a sword in my hand and I do not want to go after her. So we are faced with serious problems. But I am confident that these problems can be resolved. And they can be resolved when we can find black leadership that loves black people. Don't mind them. Don't mind they say they're black. They don't love us. And they don't love our children. And they don't love the Bahamian people. They don't. Because if they did, you mean to tell me all them man in the F&M and prepare to storm Fox Hill and to have a talk with these young men and to provide them with the fatherhood, the love, and the punishment as you trod along. But we're in trouble. We are in trouble. So, y'all are crying. But I offer y'all rope. I also offer y'all hope. Hope and rope. And that is what is needed. We have to love them and hang some of them. My spiritual advisor, hope plus rope. Hope and rope.
It's deeper than hope and rope, okay?
Well, my brother,
it is deeper
you tell the fellow with the AK-47 who blow the fella head off in the back of the Yellow Elder Primary School. Tell that to his family, because they shot his head practically off.
Okay.
All
so
right?
you mentioned something very important, right, Mr. Monka, about intelligence, right? As it relates to, how are these weapons really getting into the country and then they are surfacing on the streets, right?
Well,
And,
you want an answer?
well, Mr. Monka, to be honest with you,
around the southern ridge of the island.
unprotected
Successive
borders.
black government has allowed foreign white people to build what? Canal. Canal.
The foreign white people building canal, Mr. Monka?
Where's Albany?
You're talking about Albany. Okay.
That's one example. You
Okay.
want another example?
Okay.
Go to the east.
Seabreeze Canal?
Port
Who
New
built?
Providence.
Okay.
Go into Seabreeze. I've been into Seabreeze when I was helping one family
So-
look for their murdered,
Okay.
missing
All right.
son.
So what's the intelligence with the canals?
Well, that's a wonderful conduit to bring in
To
all
smart-
kinds of illegal stuff.
All right.
That's one area.
So what's the suggestion?
Close them down.
No. Why we don't have defense force manning these canals?
You asking me that?
Yeah. I think that would be
You
a
know
good
how
move.
long it took me to get the PLP to put the defense force by South Beach?
Yeah.
You know how
Southern
long?
Jaws.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? All right then. It is poor black leadership. These are people who are not comfortable with their own skin. So any person out of Albany could come to them, promise them any kind of thing, and they allow Albany to almost cut Adelaide off on Nassau.
So,
All right?
so you're suggesting that it's a possibility we could have some white-collar criminals. That's what you're saying?
What do you mean by white-collar criminals?
You're saying that it's a possibility these guns could come in through these canals, right?
Well, that's
So
one of
who's
the
controlling
means.
these canals?
They're not controlled. There's no custom. There's no immigration. There's no police.
somebody own them.
There's no defense force.
Somebody own them, and-
It is stupid black leadership. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's time we tell them that.
So now we...
Y'all ain't no government.
Right, so now
What kind of government y'all
we
is?
suggest to the
On
government...
an island that is 21/7, and we can have all this foolishness taking place, and nobody can sit down and think a solution. Nobody can think of. Huh? Come on. So they got the woman them in the back there
Interesting.
crying. All right? They're crying and complaining. And this Negro man want to know where the gun come from. The gun come from the fact that the black people who have been running this country are silly. How the hell, on an island 21/7, you just going to allow people to come and cut canal, and no provision is made for the defense force, for the police, for custom, for immigration? So we're in trouble. Huh? It is stupid black leadership. I'm so happy I ain't in the parliament with y'all, with your dumb, stupid self. What kind of prime minister? What kind of minister? Y'all is crime minister.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm joined in studio by my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome once again.
Thank you, Mr. Monker.
When we took the adjournment, I was cursing out the Negro government and pointing out how stupid successive black government has been in its attempt to fight crime and reduce the level of weapons coming into this country illegally. I want to show you hypocrisy. If you were to look at the Tribune And my spiritual advice, I think you
Which section?
also have a copy. The front page of the Tribune.
Front page, okay.
I want you to turn the front page
Yeah.
so that,
Rich man, poor man.
yes, here is a caption talking about rich man, poor man.
Right.
Hold it up so the people them could see it's the Tribune.
BPL's elite list.
Yes, turn it up. BPL's elite list, just a privilege. So, is the producer showing it? That is perfect. My spiritual advisor, move your right hand of the word rich. I want my people to see it. All right, show it to me one more time, Mr. Producer. Bring it up closer.
Yeah.
That's better, my spiritual advisor. Now, watch what is taking place here. There is a Conky Joe Bahamian by the name of Robert Myers. He is in the business section. Show this, my producer. Show this paper. It's the producer. All right?
Yeah, it's this.
And this is Robert Myers. Okay. And this is Robert Myers. Robert Myers has jumped into the fray. He's an F&M. So there it is that the Punch and the Tribune them have identified 3 Negro PLPs. They are the so-called elites. Robert Myers is a hypocrite. He should keep his freaking mouth, closed. And why should he do that? Here is Robert Myers, who lacks the moral authority to comment on this, unless he does what I normally do. When I'm found in serious conflict of interest, like I found myself yesterday, I say, listen, I have a conflict. Let me think about it before I talk. Robert is a Conky Joe businessman who defrauded the Bahamas custom. But now, somebody give him the moral authority to talk about BPL. And who is on the list? That's what I'm talking about. Here he is. Here it is. Now, if I was in the same stew, like him, like Myers, and I wanted to get into that juicy gossip, I would say, guess what? Y'all remember when I defrauded custom? You remember? And then they fined me? Oh, I sinned. Now, I already tell you that I did it, right? Now, let me talk about BPL. But this man is worse than those who were put on the elitist list. That is what I'm talking about. That's the level of hypocrisy that exists in the country. That's only in the Bahamas. This could happen in more developed societies. He would have had to go to the back of the line for a long time. Now let's listen to what he say.
Right, because I'm thinking you're attacking the messenger, right? But you have not examined the message. I don't know if that's fair to
Well, you tell me
Robert
what the
Myers.
message is.
All
You
right?
read the message.
Based on what I've read so far, and I just read it briefly,
Yeah.
the message is this, right? That here it is, you have a group of people who are put on a particular list at BPL, right? Allow them to run up these outrageous bills, right? Without disconnecting them. And then you have over 5,000 people who have been disconnected for as little as $200.
What about the 5,000
morally
of
has
us?
to be wrong with that.
Yes.
All right, that's the
but
message.
He's the wrong.
But here it is.
No.
But here it is, Mr. Monkey.
He's a
Lord.
hypocrite.
I feel sorry for Robert Myers, right? Because here it is.
How you could be sorry for a very rich man who ripped the public, who ripped custom off?
Here's my point, Mr. Monkey. We are all guilty of something at some point in our lives, right?
So
we all have sinned, right?
So
hold
on. He has not confessed his sin.
I think he has.
No.
If I'm not mistaken.
Not on this
I
issue.
think he has. And guess what? I think he was even fined by customs, and he paid his fine. Which shows that sin now is gone.
No,
he paid his fine.
My spiritual advisor.
You understand my point, right? So,
Make your point.
so let's forgive Robert Myers. You can't do that, Mr. Monica. He has a valid message on this one law for all call on this BPL elitist list. I agree with this message.
Okay.
It's a very sound message. All right, and BPL needs to take a look at this because you remember now, I think over 5,000 people, as far as I'm concerned, there are a lot of people who are disconnected for little amounts, 300, 200, 150. They're not allowed to have access to electricity because of the small bills. It is not right. And I agree with Robert Myers' message.
Okay. Now, may I respond?
Go ahead.
Robert Myers is the wrong messenger.
Ah,
5,000 of us came through custom and we paid our money. You heard me? And when we came through custom, because we were black, they didn't trust us. But Robert Myers, who is a well-known Conky Joe businessman.
and he's wealthy.
Why don't you keep quiet, my spiritual advisor? I kept quiet and I listened to you. I don't
Okay.
want you to
Forgive me,
distract me.
Forgive me.
Because I'm prepared to hear you out again.
Okay.
You go again,
Okay.
and I shall listen to you.
Forgive me.
Robert Myers is a very wealthy man. He used the dropping of wealth, the dropping of color, the dropping of class, and he's smuggling the car. He has no moral right to talk on this. I ain't listening to him unless he reminds us of his sin. He's talking as if he is lily white and clean. That's the problem in the society. Huh? Oh, there's a good opportunity to attack Leslie Miller. There's a good opportunity to attack them other two Negro men and for him to become a moral compass. I say he's immoral. He is immoral. Who the heck he think he is? You forget it. I'm 60. You hear me? And I'll tell you a secret. I am a Negro man who attended the UBP convention. I come.
Okay, and what lesson was...
Hold on a second. I come from a UBP family. I come from a UBP family where Brent Simlet was the prince. So when I talk about the Conky Joe man, there are not too many young people who are 60 who can say that they attended UBP convention. Watch out for me. Watch out for me. Watch out for me. So I don't want to hear from him.
So how long is this sin going to be hanging over his head?
Man, that's between
That's
him
interesting,
and...
So how long is that going to be hanging over his head, Mr. Monica?
Advisor, this man is a hypocrite.
That's a
That's what I'm
strong...
saying.
That's a strong
He is
word.
a hypocrite.
Yeah, that's a strong
I
word.
said it. He's a hypocrite. I don't want to hear from him. Huh? I don't want to hear from him.
Attack
All right?
the messenger with a sound
He
message.
is the wrong man to bring the message. Take it from me.
But he says he represents an
I
organization
don't care
called
what he represents. Only in the Bahamas
Organization for
could he
Responsible...
commit that skullduggery and represent a decent organization. Only here in the Bahamas. Only here in the Bahamas that can happen. All right? So I don't want to hear from him. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
I think you better let's leave
Okay.
this alone.
Yeah, let's leave
because
that.
you
Yeah.
obviously is
But-
on the wrong track.
Well, listen, I can tell you
All
this
right?
much, right?
What is that?
And I say this in all humility. When it comes to Christianity, then I must be the wrong messenger as well. Because I have faults. I do sin from time to time. In my sin, I ask...
I am
listen,
taught.
I just
in
want
the
to
Catholic-
make a point.
I want to tell you what I'm taught in the Catholic Church. That we are supposed to confess our sins.
Right, right.
Right?
So I can't preach to people.
I didn't say you cannot. I didn't say that. I said we are taught. How would it go? Help me out, because you got me so annoyed.
Forgive
if
me.
we say,
We have no sin.
if we say,
We have no sin.
then what?
We lie.
Right.
And the truth is not in us.
And he is coming
But if we confess,
over.
we confess
did
our
he
sins,
confess?
he is faithful
He
and
didn't
just.
confess.
I'm
He
sure
got
he
caught.
did. Yikes.
What confession? There's a difference between confession and getting catch. Huh? Confession is when I come and say, oh, my spiritual advisor,
Yeah.
I bought the car in unlawfully. But when they catch me, that's confession.
Yeah, I certainly understand your point.
Yeah.
So you know what?
It's the wrong person.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
There
now.
are certain topics, right, that it would be improper for me and you to present the matter.
Mm-hmm.
We're the wrong people. There are certain topics for certain people.
I understand.
And I'm saying, I'm not listening to Robert Myers until he go into all the islands and preach the sense
But
bringing in the car.
But I must.
And I want to give a story. The Bahamas is a developing nation. We are a developing nation. And cursed be the day when a citizen can't call the manager at BEC or the granddaughter of one of the biggest number man and say to her, she got to watch out for me, you know. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a man who has a reservoir of information. Got to watch out for me. I'm going to stop right there and just focus, because there's a lot of hypocrisy in this country, and we have to learn to watch out for that. All right? So I'm going to stop. But cursed be the day in the Bahamas when you don't know the general manager and to call him. You don't know that white man from America. I could give you a story of the early 80s where I had 3 baby. 3 baby. And when I come home, the 3 of the baby then was crying. And the mom looked like she was confused. And I said, woman, why these 3 babies crying? She said, you and they cut off the light, eh? They cut off the light! And the little fan that I had in the little room was off. And the baby then was crying.
Miserable. Okay.
Huh? So I said, go to the well, fill up the tub, I can bathe off the baby, and look for BEC number. And I call a man named Peter I. Bettle. I didn't know him personally. And I call him. And I said, Peter Bettle, they cut off the light. And the baby them crying. They are hot. He said, man, can you sell in Black Village? I say, yeah. He said, well, don't worry. I can send the truck to cut on your light. That's what Peter said. But I don't know that white man from America. I can't call him. Don't be stupid. I can't call him. I call Peter I. Bettle. And every time I see his picture in the newspaper and I show it to the children, them, I say, you see this man here? When the light was off and y'all was heated and your ma was stressed out, I called Peter I. Bettle on that weekend. And he said, Monka, don't worry. I can send the truck and cut on your light. To hell with those who think that we should know the man in charge, just in the United States of America.
Mr. Monka, I don't know if you have to see the white man at BPL, and here's why I'm saying that, right? BPL is an organization that has various parameters.
What kind of organization? BPL. Hold on. Since the Americans took it over, this is perhaps one of the biggest rip-off we've had. This is perhaps one of the biggest rip-off.
As it relates to what, people stealing money?
Or the BC. Don't forget now, I'm in contact with the union, you know, and they've given me all kind of information. I am in contact with that union.
So who's stealing the money?
You can't put me on the spot like that.
Okay. Because I don't know if the white man is doing it.
The white man just come.
Yeah, so?
Who's
So that's a different story.
I am pointing out to you that this is a backward country. It's a bunch of Negroes who, over the last 50 years, 60 years, tourism has been so good. So we got a little bit of money in, was able to get a little house and better air condition. But it's, you know, developing country.
So who's going to get it right?
All right?
So who's going to get it right?
You're missing my point. You're missing my point. What is my point? Cursed be the day when the ordinary man ain't got a Leslie Miller who you could meet in the parking lot. Let me give you a story.
Wow.
I ain't listening to them.
Wow.
You know how many women I put up? And I say, listen, go in the parking lot and wait for Leslie Miller. You gotta watch out for me. You know how many people I put up to go see the judge?
So,
or go see the police? or go this way.
Let me ask you a question.
And the woman then went. And then they waited in the parking lot for Leslie Miller to come to work.
Calm down.
They say to Leslie Miller, we only got $100 and the light off.
Calm down,
Don't
Senator.
let us play too sophisticated.
Yeah.
This is a backward country.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Monica.
Huh?
Doesn't
I want to give you another story. Give you another story and then I can let you talk. About having to know people. For many years, you know, my taxi's been broken down. When I made a declaration about how much I was making, people didn't believe that. They didn't believe that. So I always throw people off by giving them the truth. And there was a point when I couldn't get medication. And what do you think I did? I sat down and I came up with a wonderful idea. And I wrote Dr. Hubert Minnis, who was the Minister of Health. And I said it to him, listen, I am having economic problem. I need pills. I can't afford the pills. I have a deal for you. Let me come and mop the accidents and emergency section and the pharmacy and clean all the windows in exchange for the pills. Dr. Minnis authorized the Princess Margaret Hospital to give me pills until I die.
Okay, that makes a big difference.
I'm just trying
I
to
understand.
show you something.
Yes.
Right?
And I appreciate that.
I'm trying to show you
I understand
something.
that.
Dr. Dwayne Sands don't even know that. He doesn't know that the hospital administrator, Mrs. Adderley, wrote me a letter telling me that any pills I need, I must come for my pills.
It's a noble thing.
Right.
It's a noble thing.
But I don't know if Dwayne Sands know that. I never told him. I'm only trying to show you.
I understand.
What is the point I'm trying to show you?
I understand.
This Bahamas is not as wealthy and not as sophisticated as we are pretending. Pinland cost this. Pinland talk a bunch of things in our head and make us believe that we have a nation. What kind of nation? Huh? The hurricane is on its way. What kind of nation? Cursed be the day when you can't go to BPL. Don't mind these people who rip off the society and become wealthy. You 50.
Yeah.
I 60.
You've
All
had
right?
a lot of experience.
Not too many Negro men my age attended the Conkey Joe
Convention.
UBP convention. I know them, you know.
I'll say this much to Mr. Montcalm.
I know them.
I do believe that BPL has a system in place. I was disconnected for like $1,500, right? And so I went in to see one of the managers at BEC. And here's what they told me. They said, listen, Bradley, here's how we can assist you. If you pay half of this bill and make an arrangement with us, we'll turn your light back on. All right? So I'm saying that they do have arrangements when you fall into trouble.
We're not disputing
to
that.
have you
We are not
reconnected.
disputing that. I am commenting on a bunch of hypocrites who's running on.
So you don't have to see the white man. You can just go in and make an arrangement.
To start off with, the white man wasn't supposed to be there. He was not supposed to be there.
It's a new company.
Listen to me.
Bahamas Power
It was
and
a
Light.
bad mistake that the PLP made. It was a bad mistake.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's my opinion.
Yeah,
I have
that's your
reason
opinion.
for my opinion. I have the facts on BTC, you know. Not BTC. BEC, you know. The Wakers told me. The Wakers told me. They told me
What
their
are the
theory.
facts? What are the facts?
You can't put me on the spot to incriminate people that the law presumed to be innocent.
Rich man, poor man, eh? BPL's
And I
elite
say,
list.
we must vote out every party.
The PLP responsible
comes-
for this PLP for this BPL list, this elite list.
Man, listen,
89. I
listen to
understand
me.
this was happening from 1989,
Listen to me.
and it's wrong, Mr. Monica.
Listen to me.
It's wrong.
Listen to me. Every privilege that you see the PLP got there, the F&M had. Now challenge me. Challenge me.
You're trying to tell me
Challenge me.
that there were.
Challenge me.
I don't know if you could
Challenge me.
You can produce any
I
evidence
can
on that.
produce evidence. I'm 60. I'm 60. Now you want a good one?
That whoever's in the opposition,
want a good
they can be
one?
allowed to run up.
Good one?
Give me a good one. It gotta
Hubert,
be. Don't get sued now.
Man, I can't get sued for this. Hubert Alexander Ingram, as Prime Minister, his light bill went to $10,000.
You sure you want to do that?
Papa, no, I wouldn't lie on him. I'm one of Papa's most faithful men hidden in the city.
You're as faithful as Candia.
Candia is not a man.
Well, when you say
Candia
man, you
is
say
tough.
you mean mankind. You talk about men,
Talk
man.
about man. Right? Let me give you the story. Papa was Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm.
He did not pay his light bills. So what you think happened?
You cut off.
No!
They didn't cut him off.
No! How the heck you can cut the Prime Minister light off for $10,000? And Bahama owed $30 million. So what you think the general manager did? Come on, answer me.
Well, probably made a phone call.
Yes. Peter I. Bettel called Mr. Ingram and told him, Prime Minister, your light bill is $10,000. You heard me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, who you think paid it for Mr. Ingram? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to
Who
me.
would pay his
Who
bill?
do you think paid the $10,000?
I'm curious.
Perry Christie. Mr. Ingram picked up the phone, called Mr. Christie, told Mr. Christie he got $10,000 in light bill. Christie signed the check, and the Ingram light bill was paid. Now, Christie can sue me, and Ingram can sue me if they think it's a lie. That's what happened. So don't mind these people talking up all this bullshit.
Yeah. But the reality is that there are some people who feel like this should not be.
Do you understand what I just said?
I understood exactly what you said.
I am pointing out to you
Yes, I
that
understand.
this is political mischief.
Okay.
Ministers ain't fighting corruption. Ministers ain't fighting corruption. Huh?
It sure is cleaning up some things, though.
Yes, but I just give you an example.
Yes, I understand
where
that. And
Hubert
it's powerful. Yes,
Ingram-
I understand that.
Watch it. I just give you an example where Hubert Ingram, and it wasn't that Mr. Ingram didn't want to pay the bill. Papa was busy stimulating and working on the economy. He had time for it.
And he forgot his light bill.
Shucks. All right? So he called the
I
man
wish I could forget
that
mine.
he was able to trust, and he knew.
Okay, yeah, fair
So
enough.
he picked up the phone, he
Fair
called Perry Christie, and Perry Christie wrote the check for $10,000. I ain't listening to these scallywags. I ain't listening to them. This is political game. And the punch was off game. Because if the punch was off game, they would have said, but the last time it happened with Papa. Take it from me.
If they was on their game.
Yeah, they were off game. So don't mind all this bunch
All right.
of nonsense.
Your point well taken, Mr.
But you take it
Monka.
from me.
Yeah.
So when you hear me run on, I know what I'm saying. All right? I know what I'm saying.
You said a mouthful. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh boy. These people of mine, I don't know what I can do. They got Robert Myers talking up all this nonsense after having to be forced to pay custom.
At some point, either you or society is going to have to forgive missteps by certain people in this country, Mr. Monka.
Listen,
We cannot allow
do
these
you
sins
understood
to hang.
the basis of my criticism
yes,
of him?
Yes, of course,
All
of
right.
course.
I never told
But-
you I hate Roberts.
No, I'm not
I've
saying
never
that.
met him.
But-
listen to me. I've never met him in my life. I only know him in the newspaper. If I met him, I'd be respectful to him the same way I'm respectful to you. I'm pointing out hypocrisy.
I understand that.
That's all I'm doing.
You know something? And Jesus warned about it on numerous
well,
occasions.
tell me what
Yes.
Jesus said.
Yes. Here it is that we had some people who were telling certain people the way they should live.
Yes.
But in reality, they were not willing to live it the same way themselves.
That's my point.
So Jesus called them play actors. He called them hypocrites, for lack of a better term. So, I mean, I understand strongly.
That is the
exactly.
point that
Yes,
I'm
yes,
making.
yes.
Listen,
Yes.
I'm a Bahamian. I'm 60. I know all the political leaders, starting from Pinling. I know them. I know the history of the country. I know the history of BEC. I know when Papa didn't pay his bill. And if I had it my way, Papa should never have paid the bill. Because Papa saved the economy. When I come back,
Rich man, poor man.
I'm going to ask the spiritual advisor to tell me what Jesus said about the hypocrites before I tell you one or more things. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back. And they got me angry today.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor is Bradley Roll, and Bradley has my pressure up high.
Have your pressure up high,
My
Senator?
spiritual advisor, notwithstanding all of that, it is an honor to have you here
Because we're friends.
as my spiritual
We
advisor.
are friends, Mr.
Yes.
Monker, first and foremost.
Well, may the day arise when I owe $10,000 like Mr. Ingram did BEC. And you would be like Prime Minister Perry Christie, who was not Prime Minister at that time, and paid $10,000 for Mr. Ingram. I think only Brother Jacks I can
Yeah.
get to pay my light bill.
And you know something, Mr. Monker, I could put a twist on this BPL elite list, you know, because having spent, let's just say, about 23 years in banking, there are some people who the bank would afford what is called an overdraft facility, right? Where you are able to write checks and the bank not return your checks because they
That is true.
they understand and know the client.
That is true.
As a matter of fact, some banks have a courtesy where they know they have a particular client and the client writes a check, and rather than return the check, they call the client and say, hey, you know you wrote a check today you wrote a check for $2,000, and apparently there's not enough funds to cover this, but, you know, we're going to honor the check. When do you think you're going to take care of this? You know, so I can understand.
I'm going to support your argument.
You know, I can understand
One day,
that, you know.
an F&M Attorney General, who was no longer in office, wrote me a check. I billed him for $50. Then I marched into Commonwealth Bank in Oaksville, and I present the check. They asked me for my ID. I was so happy, and I was broke. $50. Whole F&M Attorney General.
How much?
$50.
Okay.
And when they look on the computer, they say, return check to sender or something.
Yeah, RTD.
What did they?
Refer to draw.
So I asked them what they mean, because I'm not used to those banking things. They say, must take it back to the former Attorney General. And I said, do you know that this is a former Attorney General? And I raised my voice. I said, Commonwealth Bank is not going to honor a check for $50 and I broke? Find me the manager. And as the manager them hear my voice, they start running towards the teller. And I started off. I said, listen. And I called the Attorney General name. I shall not call it
You
today.
shouldn't do that. You call
I said, Attorney General so-and-so wrote me a $50 check and tell me to come to Commonwealth Bank. And this bank is a F&M bank. And you only go honor it? The general manager said, Mr. Monker, just calm down. And he signed something. And the next thing I know, they said they will honor it.
Yes,
So I told them I wanted plenty money. Give me $51 bills.
Yeah.
And I wrote. I said, you mean to tell me a former Attorney General who's an F&M and Commonwealth Bank is not going to honor this check? Don't talk no nonsense to me, man.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
hold on, people, a second. Let me talk about cracking the code. Where the paper is on crack the code. Listen, Sebastian, where's my paper? I just had it here on cracking the code. Let me speak to somebody while I look for the paper. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
A very pleasant day, happy day, spiritual advisor and the senator.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing?
How are you all doing today?
We're doing great. We're doing great.
I'm watching your show and I'm hearing what's happening today with your show.
Yes?
Well, what I'm looking back at as the storm has been passed, and when we look back at what had happened 2 years ago in 2015 and 2016, they had hands for hunger. They had BTC, they had all the associate businessmen out there with the lines hanging there waiting for the help, the poor that need help, like Ragged Island, Cat Island, and Inagua. Here we're talking about yesteryear of those who need this and who need that. But back in our days, we had Dunlop shoes. When the children today want Clark shoes, which cost $500, and they want the shirts cost $500, and they want the pants cost $500. But back in our days, we used to have to cut the car tire to go to school.
Well, time has changed.
But I'm saying, what are we doing now?
Days of the
we a change.
It is minutes time, and the children them ain't want no $500 shoes. Clark don't cost that much. Okay?
No. That's what you go to Clark's right now. They want $200-300 Clarks. They don't want no Dunlops. They don't want that. That's not with them. And on top of that,
I got your point, comrade.
When the baby's born, when the baby come out of the mother's womb, the first thing they say, this phone belongs to my baby.
That ain't true.
I'm telling you, I know about it.
You take good care.
And right now,
you ain't make baby in years.
Hello.
That.
You have BTC and Alive, cable and television. We didn't have them in our days.
That is true. You got them now, right? And a woman just called complaining to me about Cable Bahamas. She has a package every Monday and Tuesday, she claimed, when it should be wrestling. She can't see nobody dashing. Meanwhile, she claimed that she paid the package, Cable Bahamas. What this is, an Negro woman called me, say she like wrestling. And on Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, she can't see no wrestling. Why would you sell a package when you can't deliver wrestling? Anyway, hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, Mr. Monker.
Hello, my dear.
Hi, and how are you? How is the spiritual advisor?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Okay, spiritual advisor, you hold on to that 1989. Okay? You say the PLP. When the government is changed.
Yes, ma'am.
Who inherit whatever another government signed? And an agreement.
Yeah, well, they said that
the F and M been in how many times now? How many years?
2. Papa did 15 years, right?
Okay. So there's no longer holding on to what another government did.
Okay.
So if the other government did not change an agreement.
I agree.
Okay, both.
You said a mouthful. I agree.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So what I want to know, if those elites was paying on those bills. Did they say that?
Well, Leslie Miller has denied. He said he don't owe nobody $86,000.
But that's my point. Did those elites was paying on their bill, and they just put out what they owe?
Listen,
their balance.
I think they probably put out what they owe. They were paying.
So why they put it like that?
Listen, I got to let you go because I got to read this thing Sebastian got here.
Have a great day.
All right? Hold the callers then. Island Luck and Ultra Games present Crack the Code 2.0. Can you crack it? Win up to $250,000, earn 25 reward points. Take your chance at cracking our secret code. You see the safe right there. Play now at all Island Luck and at Ultra Games location, as well as on our website, mobile platforms, and kiosk. If you crack the code at level 1 with 6 digits, you can win $250,000. You have 3 days to crack level 1. This is day 2. Tomorrow is day 3. After 3 days, if nobody cracks the 6-digit code, we'll give you a clue. We'll reveal one of the numbers and move to level 2. Then for the next 3 days, you can attempt to crack the 5-digit code and win $50,000. So if no one cracks level 2 within 3 days, you get another clue, but it will cost you. At level 3, crack the 4-digit code for $5,000. But if you can't get the code, you'll get another clue and move to level 4, where you can win $500 by cracking the 3-digit code. We'll stay at level 4 until somebody cracks it. When that happens, we'll start all over again at level 1, and you will have the chance to win $250,000 all over again. And for the first time ever, account and over-the-counter players can play via the in-store kiosk on the web or on your mobile. For web mobile players, you simply visit either islandluck.com or ultragames.com and log into your account and select the crack the code link. For over-the-counter players, just select the crack the code link and enter the voucher code at the bottom of your ticket. On behalf of the Island Luck and Ultra Games, good luck and happy cracking. Visit islandluck.com or ultragames.com for more information. Tout le monde haïtien, les ou dre sa, ma basement nou, commence ak number 8. Mi pa connaît si se base parler Creole haïtien. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mankar and the spiritual advisor.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, my dear.
How are you today?
We're doing great. How about yourself?
Listen, I'm angry.
I'm good.
Good.
Mr. Mankar.
Yes?
I don't want you to get upset now.
Okay.
Don't let the spiritual advisor send you pressure up.
Listen,
and give
he's
you
sending my
heart
pressure
attack.
up.
Both of you all.
Absolutely.
Take
Absolutely.
it easy one day at a time.
This is true.
And another thing, you was talking about Mr. Myers. I don't know the man.
Right.
But he needs to be quiet. We are Bahamians, and you know why we are so backward and they're walking on our neck?
Yeah.
Because we do not come together as one.
My Lord.
We always pulling and hauling against the other one and think the fair-skinned man could do better than us, or they would tell us what to do and how to do and when to do. We need to be able to stand up on our own 2 feet.
I quite agree with you.
And we need to get together, like how you and spiritual advisor there. If anything, you listen to me, I listen to you. But I can listen to the one who's speaking the truth.
Absolutely.
And I thank God for you because I'm learning a lot. Mr. Myers don't have no shame. Tell him go under the rock or go where he come from.
Yeah, he better go under the rock.
And another thing, with the guns and things coming in,
Yes, ma'am.
we have to realize these canal and things, people got these things built all under, to their home.
Yes.
Then they come in at nighttime while the custom officers sleeping. They don't have no custom officers out there. They don't have no immigration. They don't have no police. They don't have no defense force.
Yes.
They're bringing what they feel like bringing
And
in.
nobody knows.
And we don't know what is going on. And to tell you the truth, we don't know who all in this Bahamas.
That is
And
true.
that's why we having all of these crime, all the stealing and everything. But because our skin is black, people look at us as the one who doing the bad things. And you have more white-collar crime and you could shake a stick at.
That is true,
so
Mama.
we need to come together as one spiritual advice. All of
Absolutely.
we need to come together as one.
I
want
agree.
you to hear Mr. Munkar. You all could talk your little talk and work out things. But then Mr. Munkar talking, because I let Mr. Munkar to speak the truth.
Thank you, Mama.
To me, and the truth sets you free. But
Amen.
people
Absolutely.
do not like the truth. The
Absolutely.
truth hurts, and the Bible tells you, when you speak the truth, you fear nothing.
Nothing.
You got nothing to fear.
Mama,
The
getting
only
ready
thing
to
you
march
have
again.
To fear yourself.
You hear me?
You fear yourself, because let me tell you, if you can't trust yourself, how in this Jesus world I could trust you?
That is true.
So anyway, Mr. Moncur, I love you and spiritual advisor. Continue to do the good work.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you.
Don't let nobody try to turn you back or whatever you do, and say if you do anything wrong or say anything wrong, come to the public and say, I made a mistake.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Forgive me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We are not too big until we can ask for
Forgiveness.
forgiveness and
Absolutely.
pardon.
I agree.
Mama, I thank you, eh?
Thank you so
I
much.
love you.
I
Love
love
you
you
too.
too.
I love both of you.
I love
And
you
you're
too.
gonna come march
Take care.
with
Have
me.
a blessed evening.
You do
I
the same,
thank
ma'am.
you.
You do the
Bye-bye.
same. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello,
Hello.
sir. Get text, my brother.
Yes, Brother Munker.
Sir.
Yes, I am the taxi man. I'm the guy that was on the truck waving the cloud, the flag, the big flag.
Do you still have that big flag?
I
Because
got it in my room, so whenever you're ready,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get a new flag. I got that right in my room right now, right in my head.
When you get
one thing I wanna
ready.
say- one thing I want to say.
okay.
We all love you.
Thank
the men,
you.
them, and the women, them.
Oh yeah.
The spiritual advisor is in the middle right now.
Yes.
Before I take the spiritual from him, I'm going to, before I take, and just call him advisor, let him listen to you. Just listen to you. I listen to him all the time. It seems like he always, he didn't even come to the march, and I was right there. Something's wrong with that.
And he
You've been
promised
going
me.
there too long for you not to show up. I mean, your mommy died, your sister died, or your dad, mommy's sick or whatever. You ain't come to the march to support that was. I'm very upset with that.
Forgive
He ain't
me.
come. But I'm saying, I say, watch him. I've got him right in the middle. He didn't go to the left or the right.
Yes.
I'm listening to him very carefully. One more thing.
Yes.
That goes for the spiritual advisor, okay?
Yes.
And
Thank
know
you.
exactly who I am, okay?
Okay.
Then I lived through Moore Lane off of Wilford and Columbus Avenue.
Okay.
They had the sewage, they have an apartment there, a government complex apartment there. Been there from June of this year. I ran down to the Ministry of Housing, everyone. The only person I didn't speak to, only three people I didn't speak to, the two ministers and Friera. And you believe that sewage is in the right. I want Tribune and the Guardian to come and look at it today. It's been there every day
Any
for the
nanny?
last 2-3 months.
Any nanny I'm
And-
running?
Yeah, I'm saying, and I tell them, until somebody dies, with just the people time, and they got about 15, 20 people living in this four-class where they got in the corner, and I don't even go there anymore.
Can you see the nanny?
I'm saying to you, and for God's sake, this is a disgrace upon the heaven.
I come in to
I
see.
wasn't even talking socialized on it. I don't know. I'm saying I got him on right in the middle right now. You're the front, left, or right. So tell him, listen to you.
Okay, my brother.
But be very positive. Don't go all against you 95% of the time. I'll hang up and listen to you. I am one of the man them, and I still got my flag. And when you call, I can be with my flag. You ain't got to worry
No
about that.
problem.
But my brother,
I just
it is
thought everything
time
would be
to
there.
march.
No
Thank you
problem.
very much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Kel. This is powerful. Now, a brown-skinned Negro woman from the island of Grand Bahama has been here for over 6 weeks. What is her problem? One of her eye is being detached from one of her veins. I'm not a scientist. And she has been doing everything for the Princess Margaret Hospital to quickly arrange for her to have the surgery. I am faced with her, praise the Lord, because having learned that I attend St. Joseph Church every Sunday, she is accompanied by one of her children, and they attend service. She's a visitor. She belongs to the same Christian denomination, but she comes to St. Joseph. On Sunday past, I was overwhelmed with emotion when she pointed out to me the dangers she is facing. And she said to me, Dr. Dwayne Sands is your friend. I said, of course, he's my friend and my personal physician. She said, I need you to approach him and to beg him on my behalf to arrange for me to have this eye surgery because my retina, I think she'd use, is being detached. Dr. Dwayne Sands, I publicly called on you to help to save this woman's eyesight. That is why the PLP has made a fundamental error by not moving swiftly enough and introducing national health insurance. Here is a young woman who is about to go blind because I don't know what is going on in the Princess Margaret Hospital. Dr. Dwayne Sands, I publicly beg you to do it for her. And I do not want you to be intimidated because of my anti-F&M position. I'm your colleague, and I'm your brother. I want you to look out for this woman. And Dr. Sands, I run out of medication. When you going to give me the special medicine that only you have? Don't forget what you promised me, you know. As I lie on your table, I listened to you. You said to me, as long as you are a doctor, you're going to provide me with the medication. Now, Dr. Sands, you ain't give me none in weeks. Listen, do not be afraid. God will take care of you. And I want you to know that decent Loretta Butler Turner and I, we still love you. All right? So I want you to do what is good for this woman, and I want you to just give me my special medicine, eh? I'm counting on you. You promised me as I lie on the table. And as you said those things, I smiled. I said, now I wonder what he can do when I start cursing the F&M out. All right? Don't let me die, Dr. Sands, because it has been predicted that I shall be dead by the end of the month, end of the year. And I don't intend to die. All right? So Dr. Sands, the woman, come on, who in the hospital? If you all can't find no doctor, do what the PLP did. You remember when they bring in all them Chinese doctors? And the eye doctors behave and they go mad. But the Chinese doctors fix everybody's eyes without any mistake. What the heck you have diplomatic immunity, diplomatic arrangement with China? And if you can't get the Chinese to come quickly, bring some Cuban doctors in. But this woman comes to my church every Sunday for the last 6 weeks. All right? Finally, she was bold and daring and said to me, talk to your doctor. Sands, don't let the woman go blind, man. Please. Please, man. All right? Please, Dr. Sands. Oh, boy. Cursed be the day that we were born black, because the former Minister of Health in the PLP government, Dr. Perry Gomez, warned y'all. He said, listen, without national health insurance, if you are black, it's deal right the note. All right? That's how terrible it is. And that is why, once again, we have to take to the streets of New Providence and bring political pressure to bear on the F&M government to truly create a people's time government. Woman I is breaking away, right? About to lose. You should see the woman. Beautiful, mangra-skinned woman. Wow. It's powerful.
Beautiful mangra skin, eh?
Yeah.
You seem to be captivated and captured by mangra skin women.
I'm just describing her.
Okay. She has beautiful eyes?
Well, everything about her is beautiful.
Yeah.
All right? But it's so sad.
Got to be a god somewhere, eh?
It is so sad that we are in trouble as a people, as a country. Who will bring real love to us, as opposed to all this bunch of games that is being played? Now, Sands, I need my medication, okay? If I don't get my medication, I'm going to CID, and I'm going to tell them a confession. I'm going to say to them, listen, I'm going to steal the medication. Meet me 5 minutes after I would have stolen it. I would be ensured that I'll be alive, and then you can take me to the nearest court. Now, Dr. Sands, don't do no nonsense, okay? Use the Sands, and I never really told you. My daddy, grandma, is a Sands. The Sands that look exactly like your Sands. So don't do no nonsense, okay? Don't do no nonsense. So crack the code. then $250,000. I want every Haitian in the Bahamas to try to crack the code, and I'm going to give you all little secret clues in Haitian Creole. I don't know if Sabats can speak Creole, but crack the code and win $250,000. Tout le monde haïtien, tout le monde haïtien, tout le monde haïtien. My best man knew pour crack the code. This is Freedom March. It's Tuesday, and I'll talk hurricane when I come back as the spiritual advisor with read text. Maria, she's on her way through the Caribbean, and we need refuge, and I got the right place. I'll tell you about it.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and in studio with me is my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, who is a biblical scholar extraordinaire. During the adjournment, a Negro man called me privately and put something in my head, and I cannot resist the temptation. So I'm going to do exactly what he said to me. He said to me, Monker, isn't it interesting that if one were to be successful in cracking the code, you went up to $250,000. Certainly, that is more money than the Prime Minister was paid by the catastrophe facility insurance. You would recall that Nikki Kelly has finally told us the real figure. She said that ministers spend $2.8 million, that's $2,800,000, and guess how much they pay him? $234,000. But Sabats offers the public $250,000. Now, I'm a man who don't really gamble. But you know, after putting that in my head, you know, better try and crack this code, because this is hurricane money. Ministers get $234,000, and Sabats them offer you $250,000. In fact, I publicly invite the Prime Minister, Dr. Menes, and his erstwhile Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest, to come on the show and see if he could crack this code. Because you'll pick up more without spending anything than putting $2.8 million.
But let me ask a question, though.
Go ahead.
God forbid, right? We have another hurricane here that way.
Yeah.
All right. More than likely, there's going to be some more damages.
Where?
Those Southeast Islands.
Listen.
Right?
No matter what damage happened in the Southeast, the Bahamas
insurance company will have
qualify.
to pay again.
No.
They won't pay again?
Listen to what is happening.
I understand. They're talking about the densely populated.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the base Nassau open. And no hurricane is believed to well become to Nassau.
So what was the first payment for?
The first payment is ministers them didn't read the thing. They didn't listen. They didn't ask Philip Brave Davis. They didn't listen to the consultant.
Okay.
They got swing. All right?
Okay.
And I need you to read text as soon as this caller speaks.
Yeah, we got 220 texts.
How many texts?
220.
Goodness of my seat. 200. Hello? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hello?
Speak to me. I can hear you.
Mr. Monker.
Sir.
How you doing, sir?
Listen, if I was in France, I would just say, comme ci, comme ça.
Turn your TV down. Ask me to turn his TV down.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, Mr. Monker. Yes, this is the first time calling you.
Welcome. What's on your mind? Stop listening to my
turn
voice
your
on
TV down. Turn your TV down.
Let's talk to me.
It's such a pleasure, you know.
Go ahead, talk to me.
Yes,
What do you say?
for me to be on your show and to listen to you every day.
I thank you.
And I'm so inspired to listen to you, the way you speak.
I thank you for your kind words. You better come march with me when I march again. How does that sound?
And you know, when I think about people like you, you are indeed a man of principle, who always get things done the right way.
I thank you for those kind words. Go ahead, talk to me.
And so, Mr. Monica, I was listening a while ago, and you made a very valuable point.
And what was that point, my brother?
The point you made is that you have facts to everything that you speak of.
Oh yeah, I'm 60, you know. And the only thing that will cause you to maintain your credibility is honesty.
Exactly.
And facts.
And I am indeed proud of you, and
I thank you.
want you to continue to say and do what is right.
I thank you.
Because we have some corrupt people in this country who only see one side.
That is true.
And I like the way you will have always see things the right way.
I thank you for those kind ways. Please don't flatter me no more. Thank you.
Your spiritual advisor, sir, continue to advise him right.
Absolutely, indeed.
And indeed, I am so proud of you guys. I listen to you every day.
I thank
you so much.
Great citizen.
And so, like I say, this country has some great people, and it happens so that you guys are one of them.
I thank you.
Appreciate you.
We got to let you go now, but thank you very much. You're
have a
very
great
kind.
evening.
Read text my. Good. Hold the phone. The spiritual advisor has over 200 texts.
And
Read
20
spiritual
texts.
advisor.
Okay, here we go.
And I have some to read. Go ahead.
Give thanks, Mr. Monica and spiritual advisor. The house opens tomorrow. Waiting to see what the PM will say about fixing this country. I am so scared for this country because this crime is out of control. Banks have no love for us. They only want our homes for themselves. We better get people working fast. Americans, Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Filipinos, they're here working and enjoying life. Also, how can this country ever change if the rich can say and do everything and anything on this island, Mr. Monica? Can things ever change for us black Bahamians?
Good
Young
day.
Bahamians? Go ahead.
Good day, Mr. Monica. Please look into why the school that Maljak is repairing cannot finish. Good day, Mr. Monica. Please send happy birthday greetings to Maydon Ramming. Maydon Ramming. Happy birthday to you. Read text my spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monica, I live in Grand Bahama. I went to purchase a lampshade when I was told $12.19. I couldn't believe it.
Goodness
One lampshade, Mr. Monica, for $12.19.
My God, it calls for an investigation. Monica, Lord Jesus, you got the volume up? Thanks. By grab. God save the Queen. It's the people's time.
Mr. Monica, the electricity seems to be off island-wide on Grand Bahama. I just went to watch the show, and the power went out.
Goodness of mercy. I'm so sorry, but listen. Go to my page. I can try and save it there, okay? Yeah.
Mr. Monica, I'd like for you to send a happy birthday shout out to my friend, Mistress Harris.
Hello, Miss Harris. Happy birthday to you. Hi, Mr. Monica. About 10 high-ranking officers took a walk through Step Street this afternoon. But the police need to do this often, not only when things happen. ASP Anthony Ferguson looked at me and said, I am a brave woman. We have decent people living through Step Street from Ginger. Ginger, you tell ASP Anthony Ferguson, if he wishes to impress us, we want them to walk in the night. Go ahead, spiritual advisor.
Spiritual advisor, do you really believe only PLPs owe money to BPL? So be fair and stop being so money hungry. A list will be produced. But call everyone.
Spiritual advisor needs to stay to what thus said the Lord. There was over 100 murders, not a word from Robert Myers. But he got a lot to say about income tax and BPL. Curse him out, Rodney. What? Hubert Ingram didn't pay his light bill? But it was Ingram who turned off thousands of Bahamian lights. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, the South Beach waters being protected by the Defense Force under the leadership of Dr. Bernard J. Nordish. Tell us Bethel can confirm that.
Yes, and it was me who consistently beat it into the PLP head until they did it. All right? It is true Mr. Bastian is nothing but a natural hall. Why is Levan Basser saying that on WhatsApp? Goodness me. Don't tell me those kind of things. Senator, I refuse to listen to your show anymore until you get rid of your spiritual advisor. He continues to sing for the F&M. He's continued to sing for the F&M contracts. I hate hypocrisy. Please forgive the spiritual advisor. Good day. Kindly do a shout out to your WhatsApp and Facebook crew today. Thanks. Hello, my WhatsApp crew, my Facebook people, Freedom Marchers. Please forgive me. You know I love you, and I salute you.
I'll call some names.
Read text.
Okay, Mr. Monica, there was a shooting this morning in Freeport.
Goodness me.
They say the man goes by the street name of Potato Head.
Potato Head.
He was shot, but I understand he is fighting for his life.
Wow.
You got
Mr.
text?
Monka, good evening. Tell Dr. Jelly Menace and Mr. High Tainquest, we the people at Clico is waiting for our money. Who they are going to pay off first, the police or Clico?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica and Spiritual Advisor. In this age of technology, I visited social services on Shirley Street today and was surprised that they are still doing things manually. The minister needs to provide staff with computers which will assist them in providing information in a timely manner. Staff is still writing up information which happens in the storm on paper. Come on, man. This is supposed to be a new government.
Look,
we can do better, can't we?
Minister Lanisha Roll is very angry with them. She went to a meeting and nobody stand up. And she walk out the meeting, I'm told, and she tell everybody, when I come back in, you better stand up. Listen, in fairness to the minister, do show respect. Whenever she comes in, you should stand up, give a smile, and say, welcome, minister. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. The people on the 3-year program in South Lutheran needs to be paid. Central and North Lutherans has not been paid. It's been some weeks now.
Goodness of mercy, the F&M must be broke. All that millions of what money? Eh? Hurricane Maria is on its way. And guess what? I have been looking for a safe place for Bahamians. Do you know that as a result of the F&M not giving out any contract, any day now you go to the Inland Revenue Department in Carmichael Road, there's hardly any activity taking place there. Nobody coming to get business license or so forth. And it was properly built. So we are suggesting that should the storm come, Inland Revenue would be a wonderful place for people to be evacuated. And if minister ain't got no place for anybody to sleep, right there at Inland Revenue. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Former MPs have until next week, Mr. Monica, to pay their BEC bills or face their electrical power being disconnected.
Well, if you don't pay your bill, you cut off the light. Hi, Mr. Monica. Why these Bahamian people have a problem with the foreigners waking? Shake my, or suck my, goodness me, of the job. The foreigners are doing what the Bahamian refuses to do. You know, I love foreigners. Okay? Is it true Mr. Bastian is nothing but a natural hall? What are you talking about? Senator, please tell your boss to take the $250,000. Goodness of mercy. Please stop being unkind. You can't curse. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor, read text.
Spiritual advisor, stand your ground. You're a man of principle, and don't let the wicked people cause you to lose what God has instilled in you. Mr. Monica is working for Beelzebub. He is not saved. F&M or people right is right. Be proud. Stand your ground. I know Mr. Monica is not going to like this text. He's going to be upset with you, but the truth is the truth.
Read text, my spiritual advisor. Read text.
Here we go. Mr. Monica, please say happy birthday to Miss Christine.
Miss
We the
Christine.
women in Bryland love her.
Hello, Miss Christine. Happy birthday to you, and also from the woman them in Harbor Island.
Another person in Bryland, Pinky Gibson.
Pinky Gibson, happy birthday. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Mr.
Retax.
Monker,
Yes.
in Meguana.
Make one.
The 52-week, meaning 1 year. My daughter started the 52-week program around April 2017. Apparently, the end of April was the first and last time she got paid. She haven't received any salary since then, Mr. Monker.
This isn't Make one.
What is she to do? Yeah.
Tell her continue to work. Listen, Jack Thompson, there is a secret that I'm aware of. Pay these people and I'll keep quiet. But if you don't, I'm going to tell you a secret about the office of the leader of the opposition. Don't forget, I is an F&M who has good friends in the PLP. And the two parties tell me things. All right? Pay the people. Goodness of mercy.
Mr. Monker, your spiritual advisor continued to make excuses for the F&M. They say that they would be ready to govern on day one.
That is true.
But he keeps saying give them time. Mr. Spiritual Advisor, you and the F&M continue to say that there's a calm in the country. Please tell me, what country you all living in?
I don't know.
Let's see, what else do we have here? Mr. Monker, my day in court.
Desmond Bannister. I have in my possession what is this? This is the driver's license of the Haitian man, Misias. No. You remember the Haitian man when I showed up at your office? Well, I just want you to know why it was so important to pay him. He's now dead. I just want you to know it, okay? He is now dead. And he really needed the money. So I thank you for settling that problem and giving your clients the proper advice. The man is now dead. Go ahead.
Please, spiritual advisor, ask Mr. Monker if Mr. Brave Davis let him see the deal he signed with BPL. And do you think he still have a copy? Any Bahamians could run BEC?
Listen, whatever Philip Brave Davis signed, Menace has it in his possession. That's the first thing. And secondly, they were influenced by the outgoing United States Vice President, Joe Biden. I watched it on TV, you know, and I knew that it was the Vice President who gave this advice. He put in a word for these people, but I think he made a mistake, because they are grossly incompetent, and I yearn for the day when we will take BPL just over the bar and tell them, this is the bar, keep going north, go home. Go ahead.
Mr. Monker, good evening to you. My contract with the Department of Inland Revenue is up from July, and they're not saying anything to me. I can't get a loan or job letter.
What time is it?
It's the people's time, Mr. Monker.
Well, obviously, you're not one of the people then. And while we're at it, listen, who's in charge? Who's the minister responsible for the environment?
That's Romel.
Romain?
Fiera.
Romain, listen, what happened to the rat poison? It must be a national disgrace for you all to have all the rat poison down there on the dock and nobody can clear it. You tell them, Conky Joe, who Mr. Ingram gave the thing to release the rat poison, and the government will pay them later. Baintown and Grandstown has a new infestation of huge rats, and you wouldn't go and clear the poison. Goodness me, we're in trouble. The rat poison is there. Somebody should tell Custom to release the rat poison before we have a major epidemic. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Mr. Monker, I don't understand your spiritual advisor. Did the government have a change of heart after threatening him for being on your show. During that period, he was very quiet and looking so solemn. Now he has a big mouth again and start defending.
Well, listen, the government should give the spiritual advisor a contract.
Oh boy, what
because
is this?
both of us are FNMs, all right? And he should not be victimized. See, I still have my book. It's the people's time. We give this to Vane Monroe. Ask him if he thinks I can go to court, because it's the people's time, and I'm a financial member of the party. All right? Spiritual advisor, you still have your FNM book?
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Mr. Munker, oh, sorry, I read that. A spiritual advisor, keep up the good work, be encouraged, Godspeed. All right, here we go. 91 more to go. Where is Lanisha Roll, Mr. Munker?
I don't know
Do you know
where
we can find
Miss
her?
Roll is. I know she's been very upset because the civil service wouldn't stand up. Y'all should stand up.
And her
Be
office in
respectful.
Seabreeze is closed.
Well, what you want the woman to do? She can't give her no contract. Minister wouldn't release no money. She might as well go in hiding. All right?
Good evening, Mr. Munker. Mr. Ramon Fiera is... Oh, no.
Go ahead. He's not responsible for the rat poison?
No, that's something totally different. I can't read that.
Okay. Well, don't slander him.
No.
I used to lift him up when he was small.
People send some texts that are unbelievable sometimes.
Yeah. No, nothing slanderous.
The following persons will be appointed ambassadors.
Go ahead.
Sterling Quant,
He goes to
the ambassador to China.
Yes.
Sidney Colley
Where is he going?
will be the ambassador to Washington.
Hold on a second. Madam Colley.
Oh, Lord.
SKU7, Monsieur Colley, na etizin. Parce que ma pas besoin nous pour aller. Gardez pour moi. C'est possible pour moi pour parler ak etizinier pour demander Sydney aller ak nous rete na pays Bahamas.
Theo Neely will be Consular General for Washington. Larry Cartwright will be the ambassador to New York. Alvin Smith, the ambassador to Canada. Ellison Greenslade will be the ambassador to London. Jeff Williams will be the ambassador to Cuba and Miami. The secret vetting on these persons are near completion.
Well, I don't know because the Americans hasn't asked me anything. I may have to comment on it. IT is in the house. Bienvenue, IT. Bienvenue. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munker. Why should I be afraid of Fred? He's a very good representative. Mr. Fred Smith them need to stop their madness.
Well, Fred Smith has all the Bay, he saved the Bay money. Every month, he takes out an ad in the newspaper in which he attacks Fred Mitchell. Where's that ad? And them ad costs about $1,500. It means that Save the Bay is surely fighting to keep Fred out of Parliament. You see it here? Let the people them see it. Put this camera so we can see. They can see it? Hold it up. Okay, well, there it is. And every month, Fred Smith, right? He put this up. Now, I can speak to Fred Smith in Haitian Creole so he can't sue me. Fred Smith, pour qui ça ou mette Fred Mitchell dans Journal Tribune? Tout moi ou mette li. SK? No, I'm not going to ask him that. That's
Also, gentlemen, I don't understand why the Haitian lady can't get her son in school. I remember...
What Haitian lady can't
I
get
can
her son in
remember
school?
through St. James Road, working in the urban renewal. Miss Pelican was in charge of the office at the time, and it was a Haitian lady who had a disabled child, and she made sure the child was able to get in school.
Well, what constituency this woman live in?
It doesn't say.
Y'all better stop hating Haitian, you know. Stop it. They are our people. I want y'all to stop it. All right? Stop hating these Haitian people. Them are people. Don't forget, the boat was coming from Africa. Some of us got let off in Haiti, some in America and different places. Stop hating the Haitians. You hear me? Stop it. It's a sin.
Honorable
Okay.
Senator, why is it that the government signed an agreement with the Public Service in 2014 that entitles persons to get some monies? However, the government paid the money in 2017, but refused to pay pensioners that went on pension after 2014.
Wow.
Please tell the government to pay us.
Salutan de sabat gade su TV là.
Okay.
Ou pas dit hello sabat? Dis ça. Hello,
Okay.
hello sabat.
Bonsoir, Sabaz. Saka fait là, tout bagaille bien.
Ah,
Comment
est-ce-
what's going to say now?
Dis ça
On parle where? On parle where?
dis ça en anglais parce qu'il pas comprend.
Il pas comprend.
Haïtien.
Good afternoon, Sebastian. Is he watching?
Oui.
How are you, sir? Hope all is well with you.
Okay. Well, folks, we try our best. Minutes lose 234,000 after gambling with the catastrophe. But here, if you crack the code, you could win 250,000. I'm giving Haitians clue. I don't know the code, but les oujre, ma besoin nous pour mettre nous moi oui. What you think, spiritual advisor? Is that a good number?
Yeah, well. What
Oui.
number you get?
Oui,
Wheat?
oui.
Okay.
Comme ça.
We will cut. Sing.
No, no. Ma pas remé, 4 or 5. All right? Anyway, folks, tomorrow, the line in the sun is drawn. Will Chrissy Love go to court? What kind of woman is Chrissy Love? Will she obey a summons? And will she go to court? And will Omar come to court? Because the judge has ordered them, and every citizen ought to know that when the court say come, you better come. Will Chrissy come? I don't know. But take good care.
Good night.
I'll tell you tomorrow if it is God's will.
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.